feeling lost and I have nowhere else to go now. I don't really have a place to call my home now. Everybody hating on, I feel so cold now. Why do everybody make me feel alone? Like I'm feeling lost and I have nowhere else to go now. I don't really have a place to call my home.
Kisame dodged as he did some seals for a genjutsu. Naruto looked around. The genjutsu was weak. He was in the sea, drowning, feeling the water go in his lungs. Sharks circling around him. Naruto screamed as a shark bit him. Arms in the gray as white world. Naruto closed his eyes before reopening in his Mangekyo Sharingan. He got it from Itachi as soon as he turned red. Naruto created an orange Susanoo, literally, burst out of the Genjutsu, before smashing Kizame's head with the very same swords he had wielded all his life, his own sword. Sakura screamed as hot, wet tears streamed down her face. Wow, that's all it took? Itachi laughed. In the Genjutsu, he had made Sakura see everyone she loved die in front of her before being forced to kill herself with the knife. Please stop, Sakura cried, trying to break out of the Genjutsu, throwing a punch aimlessly. You knew this was coming. Why would you attack me? Itachi asked, waving signs to the girl. While she was still in the genjutsu. Stop, Itachi heard, as he turned around to see a pissed off Nato. Nato ran towards Itachi, throwing some kunais which he dodged at ease. Nato slid under Itachi's legs, while he had dodged and grabbed Sakura, pulling her into the frozen forest. Smart, Itachi smirked coldly as he slowly walked into the forest. Sasuke, Naruto yelled, racing to his better prodigy. Itachi, Sasuke coughed out, wiping his blood off to the corner of his mouth. Just be quiet, Naruto growled, starting to heal him. Just medic ninjutsu. No, Sasuke groaned. Save Sakura, she's in powerful genjutsu, and Naruto, they are being hunted down. Just leave me here, he said, as tears fell down in his face. No way, Naruto exclaimed. Continue to heal. I said no, Sasuke yelled, grabbing Naruto's t-shirt. Fine, Naruto said, shocking his prodigy, defying him. I'm hiding you in the bush, Naruto said, laying him down gently. Take this. It will heal you. You're not as good as a medical ninjutsu, though, Naruto shrugged, pulled out of a bottle of a yellow small pill. Take only 3, Naruto said, holding 3 fingers up. Oh, okay, Sasuke coughed out, pocketing a pill. Naruto started to race down the frozen path. There, hearing thank you, Naruto just smiled. Sasuke groaned in pain as his headache formed. Ignoring the pain, he opened a small glass of bottle his sensei had given him. Remembering Naruto instructions about only taking 3, he popped them in his mouth and felt some traveling down through his throat. Second later, a wave of relief travels over in his body, the pain subsiding down slowly. After being able to pull himself up, he slowly reached for his kunai pouch and bandaged his head, just in case. After doing so, Sasuke reached to the frozen forest with hope of revenge of his clan. Itachi smirked at Naruto. So Night Fox versus Weasel? Itachi laughed. What about it? Naruto asked, irritated. Just the fact that you think you can win? Itachi hissed. Naruto rolled his eyes, lunged with a kunai at Itachi's leg, hoping to cut into vital. Itachi's eyes widened as he felt blood dripping down his ankle. Recovering, Itachi threw a shuriken, speed unreadable unless you had the Sharingan. Naruto activated his Sharingan to proceed the throw shuriken as well. After Naruto wove signs and yelled Shakuno Jutsu, millions of Naruto appeared, jumping on Itachi, groaned and defeat them in amazement speed, but while fighting, he didn't notice someone was waiting to strike from behind. Naruto struck Itachi with a Rasengan. Itachi said before bursting into crows, flying away. Maybe we meet again, Night Fox. Sasuke burst through the trees, each step getting slightly faster with the pills helping him. Seeing Night Fox Sensei jumping down to see him helping Sakura and tending her cuts, Nato sat down next to Sakura, pulling weeds out of her hair and holding the pad of rubbing her alcohol on Sakura's shoulder to make sure the injuries doesn't get serious and defective. Sakura was currently crying in tears, landing on Fox Sensei. Sasuke noticed he didn't mind as if he had done this before, her quietly and wiping her tears away, telling her it was all a genjutsu. She cried aimlessly, sobbing into his chest. Sasuke noticed Itachi wasn't there. Where's Itachi? Sasuke groaned. Jumping down on the ice, he was heavily injured, so he went away. Naruto responded. You didn't chase him, Sasuke asked angrily. Sakura and Naruto were my most important concern, Naruto said calmly. So what? Sasuke asked madly. My students' lives matter to me, Naruto said, narrowing his eyes. Under his mask, tense, slowly being built into his voice. No, Itachi was more worth killing, Sasuke yelled, raising his fist and slamming into Naruto's mask. Sasuke then slacked off angrily. Sakura then asked, Sensei, why do you let him punch you? Naruto sighed. Because Sakura, I don't want him to take it out on you, Naruto or the villagers. He finished. I'll go get him. Naruto smiled. Appeared to the among of us. No, let him blow off some steam, Naruto said, wrapping around Sakura's head, which was slowly bleeding. He needed to know the truth. Dumb, arrogant, damn idiot of a sensei. Sasuke yelled, punching a tree, bark breaking as he did so. All the he had was captured him. Sasuke growled. All he had to do was let me kill him. Sasuke cried, breaking the tree with his shidori. Ah, very tasty as we. A voice rang out from the icy forest. Who's there? Sasuke questioned, putting out a kunai. As a person who can lead you to Itachi, the voice laughed. I'll meet you in the Chunin exams. The voice laughed again. What? Sasuke asked. No one replied back. Sasuke yelled once again, no reply. Whatever, Sasuke yelled, hoping to get an angry response. No answer. And with that, Sasuke walked down the icy trail, back to his team, hoping that everything, and his sensei would be okay. Pushing your almost there, Kushina, yelled the nurse as she held Kushina's hand. Kushina yelled in response, almost breaking Minato's hand, who was on the other side of her bed. Come on, honey, for the air, Minato exclaimed. Sweetie was dripping down Kushina's face as she continued to keep pushing for the little heir who would take over the Namikaze Uzumaki clan one day. Second later, the cry of a Kushina Uzumaki and newborn baby boy could be heard. Good job, Kushina, the nurse smiled. You did it good, honey, Minato said, before kissing Kushina on the lips. Did I? She tired. Kushina asked, held her arm out. It Blumbo baby. He in good health too, the nurse said happily as she rests the baby in Kushina's hand. What do you want to name him? Minato asked, and Kushina, Menma Uzumaki, Kushina said as her eyes watered, while cuddling the newborn baby. The next heir, Kushina whispered, before falling asleep with the baby in her hands. Naruto head home after dropping off Nato and moody Sasuke and Sakura had been shooken up. That Naruto had offered to give her physical training to prevent it happening again. After a long talk with her parents, Sakura was to live with Night Fox for a long it took. Taking out his key, he pushed open the door, preparing a small scent of ramen. As he smiled, Big Brother, welcome home with a hug. Instead of he found a cold, bloody body. Naruto rushed towards to checking the pulse, slowly decreasing, pulling off the bag covering his head. He saw Kakashi, cold face, breathing heavily. Naruto, Kakashi smiled, rubbing his hand against his cheeks. I guess time was cut short. No, he asked softly. Who did this to you? Naruto cried, holding his hand steadily. I killed them, he said, hugging his big brother. Shh, it was a price of caring for you, Kakashi whispered, and I don't regret it, Kakashi smiled. Now goodbye, Kakashi said, hugging him. I love you, little brother, he whispered. Before he paused, stop. No, Naruto cried, proceeding to do CPR on him. To no avail. He kept pushing his heart over and over and over again. Why would you leave me? Naruto whispered, hugging him. Why? Naruto sobbed into his cold chest. Sakura, who had just recently bathed in the doorway, ran to Night Fox Sensei. She said, crouching to her knees. He's gone. Naruto cried, sobbing into his arms. It's okay, Sensei, Sakura said, hugging him. He was in her time of needs, so she had to do in his. Well, make sure he avenged Sakura's, said he, her eyes coldly hardened. I promise, she whispered as Naruto continued to sob into Sakura's chest, crying about his one and only Nichan. I promise. Sakura and Naruto had called the shinobi police to research any clues from Kakashi's murder, only to find nothing. After a long, serious 4 hours of searching for clues, it was determined that Kakashi's death was going to be long. One after 4 hours, the shinobi police called it a day and gave up looking. As soon as they left, Naruto fell to his knees, tears forming in his eyes. God damn it, he muttered. No, no evidence, he growled, slamming the door shut. The shinobi police couldn't hear him. Sensei, they're trying, Sakura said, trying to calm him down, holding him by the shoulders. No, if they were trying, they would have found out Kakashi's murderer easily, Naruto snared back. Sakura sighed. This won't be easy, Sakura muttered. It seems like the entire village had been affected by Kakashi's death, from the old ladies that he got in Kakashi assisted to the small academy students who wanted to train with him. When they got older, all mourned him. The sun spoke otherwise, shining brightly through the windows of the Leaf Village, which particularly annoyed Naruto, feeling as if God were taunting him. Minato, however, didn't feel bad, concerning he had a little her heir named Menma to take care of Kushina. On the other hand, wiped out Kakashi, who always took care of the kids when she was out. Why are you not crying? Your prodigy student just died, Kushina wiped her eyes while holding Menma. Because, Minato said, taking Menma from Kushina's arms, we have a little beautiful heir who needs us. Finish snuggling Menma in his arms. Sorry,